This video is about she was his mate but his wolf rejected her body. If this story captivates you, please like the video, share it with loved ones, and write in the comments how it touched your heart. The moon hung low in the night sky, casting a silvery glow over the dense woods of Silverwood Pack's territory. Each shadow danced like ancient spirits, whispering secrets known only to the wolves. Alpha Kalen leaned against a gnarled oak, breath caught in his throat. The ache in his chest was a familiar, tormenting silence as he sensed her approach. "Kalen?" Her voice was soft and hesitant, a melody that stirred something deep within him. Lyra, with her wild curls and enchanting emerald eyes, stepped into the clearing. She was his mate, destined to be his, yet the very idea set his wolf in turmoil. "Why did you come?" His voice was gruff, an instinctive growl laced with both longing and pain. The air crackled with tension, the moonlight illuminating the conflict that raged inside him. "I needed to see you," she replied, stepping closer, her heart racing in sync with the moonlit night. "What is happening between us? It is not just in my head, is it?" "No, it isn't." His gaze fell to the ground, heavy with the weight of rejection. "But my wolf, he doesn't want you. I can explain it. You're my mate, but he sees you as a threat." Her breath hitched, the truth slicing through her like a cold blade. "A threat? Kalen, I would never hurt you. You know that." "I know," he whispered, fury and desperation clashing in his chest. "But instinct is stronger than reason. It is like a primal force, and I am losing the battle to control it." Lyra took a step forward, her heart pounding with a mixture of hope and despair. "What if it is not just instinct? What if we can change it? You have to fight for us, Kalen." He looked up, his eyes dark pools of torment. "What if I can What if I hurt you instead?" The way she stood there, vulnerable yet fierce, made him want to break down the walls he had built around his heart. "Then let me in, let me help you," she urged, stepping closer until the space between them was charged with their unfulfilled bond. "I've seen the way you watch me. I know there is something deeper." Her words hung in the air, an unspoken promise woven through the silence. Kalen Iswolf whined within him, torn between his primal instincts and the undeniable connection that bound them. "You don't understand," he said, voice cracking. "You deserve an alpha who can claim you fully, not a man whose wolf fears you." The hurt in her eyes pierced him, igniting a flicker of anger. "Don't you dare say that. You think I care about what your wolf wants. I want you, Kalen, all of you." He sighed, raking a hand through his hair in frustration. "It is not that simple." "What are you afraid of?" she pressed, her voice trembling. "Are you afraid of losing control, or are you afraid of giving in to what we both want?" "I am afraid of hurting you," he admitted, the admission tearing at his very soul. "I can bear the thought of it." The moon shone brighter, illuminating the pain in his eyes. Lyra stepped closer, her hands reaching out to cup his face. "You're not just a wolf, Kalen. You're my mate. We can face this together." His heart surged, but the wolf within him howled in protest. "I can Don't say it," she interrupted, her voice rising, fierce yet trembling. "Don't let your wolf dictate your life. You are more than a beast. You are my alpha." The words struck him like a lightning bolt, igniting the fire of defiance in his chest. "Lyra," he began, but the echo of his wolf's disapproval roared in his mind. Suddenly, a rustle in the bushes drew their attention. A figure emerged, eyes burning with fury. It was Jack Kalen Beta, his loyalty unwavering but his jealousy palpable. "What is going on here?" Kalen frowned, stepping in front of Lyra instinctively. "It is none of your business, Jerk." "Oh, but it is," Jerk snapped, eyeing Lyra with disdain. "You're replaying a dangerous game, Kalen. She is not meant for you." Lyra bristled, a spark of anger igniting in her core. "I am not some prize to be won or lost, Jack. I am Kalen's mate." "Your kind is nothing but a liability," he spat, a vicious glare directed at her. "He should reject you for the good of the pack." Kalen felt the heat of rage rise within him. "You will not speak to her that way. She is my mate." "And what does that matter if your wolf is too weak to accept her?" Jerk countered, voice dripping with contempt. "You're risking everything, Kalen. Your leadership, your pack." "I said enough." Kalen growled, his alpha authority resonating in the air. "You will not question my decisions." Jerk's eyes flickered, but he held his ground. "Is that so? You think you can lead a pack when you can't even lead your own instincts?" With a swift motion, Kalen took a step towards Jack, the tension cooling tight like a spring. "You want to challenge me, Beta?" Both wolves felt the heat of their instincts clash, an unspoken battle for dominance. The air shimmered with the threat of violence, but Lyra stepped between them, hands raised in a gesture of peace. Stop, she exclaimed, voice trembling but resolute. This isn't the way, we read better than this. Kaelin's heart clenched, the protective instinct surging to the forefront as he glanced at her. You shouldn't be here, Lyra. You don't know what you're asking for. I do, she insisted. I want to fight for you, for us. Don't let them tear us apart. Jerk scoffed, his gaze unwavering. You a fool if you think you can change what he is. A low growl escaped Kaelin's lips, but Lyra's gentle touch on his arm calmed him, reminding him of the fragile bond they shared. It doesn't matter what they think, Kaelin, you have to trust in us. He turned to her, the fierce determination in her eyes igniting a flicker of hope. You believe we can fight this together? With every fiber of my being, she replied, unwavering. I believe in us. The doubt clawed at him, and he felt his wolf retreat deeper, a haunting reminder of the battles they were yet to face. Then I have to protect you, he whispered, fear lacing his voice. Lyra stepped closer, looking up at him with fierce resolve. Then stop running, Kaelin. Embrace what we have. Let us confront your wolf together. The night wrapped around them, thick with emotions, as Kaelin felt the weight of destiny pull him closer to her. He knew the path ahead would be fraught with challenges, but for the first time he felt the flicker of hope igniting within him. Together, he murmured, finally daring to believe in their bond. We'll face this together. As the moon cast its radiant light upon them, a storm brewed in the distance, a promise of trials yet to come. But for now, within the stillness of the night, their hearts beat as one, each pulse echoing the timeless bond of mates entwined in fate's intricate web. Asterisk to be continued. Asterisk. The night held its breath, a palpable stillness wrapping around them as Kaelin and Lyra stood intertwined in their uncertainty. The shadows whispered secrets, and the woods seemed to sigh, aware of the weight of their connection. Kaelin, Lyra began, her voice a soft breeze among the rustling leaves. What if your wolf is afraid because it senses something deeper? Perhaps it knows the depth of our bond, and it fears losing control over it. His brow furrowed, the turmoil within him deepening. Could it be that, or is it simply a rejection of what I desire? My wolf was raised to protect the pack. Lyra, it sees you as an unknown, a risk. Lyra stepped closer, her eyes shimmering like the stars above. We are not enemies, Kaelin. I want to help you understand why your wolf feels this way, to show it that I am not a threat. I wish it were that easy, he sighed, raking a hand through his hair, frustration boiling beneath the surface. You don't know how relentless this ache is, how it gnaws at my instincts. That's not just your wolf that aches, she exclaimed, passion igniting in her voice. I feel it too, every moment apart from you, every glance that goes unreturned, it is unbearable. Kaelin's heart raced at her honesty, a spark igniting in his chest. What if we fail? What if we push too hard and it only pushes my wolf further away? Lyra shook her head, determination in her gaze. We won't know unless we try. We have to confront this together. I refuse to let your fears dictate my future. As he looked into her eyes, he felt the walls around his heart beginning to crack. You truly believe we can change this, even when my instincts scream against it? More than anything, she whispered, her voice trembling yet steady. You are my mate, Kaelin. We were destined for this. We just need to find a way to make it work. But before he could respond, Jerk's voice cut through the charged atmosphere, sharp as a blade. And what about the pack? You think your little romance supersedes the well-being of all of us? Lyra turned, her fury palpable. This isn't just a romance. Jerk, this is fate. If you can't see that, then you re the one who is blind. I see clearly, Lyra, Jerk shot back, his voice icy. Your presence here jeopardizes everything. You re a distraction Kaelin can afford. Enough. Kaelin roared, the raw power of his alpha authority reverberating through the clearing. I want to have you question my choices. Jerk, you may be my beta, but I am still your alpha. Jerk's eyes sparkled with defiance. And what kind of alpha are you if you can't even accept your mate? This isn't a game, Kaelin. You re-risking the pack's future. Kaelin advanced, the air thick with tension as he glared at his old friend. You think I don't know the stakes? Do you think I want this turmoil? I want to lose my pack. But I can't lose Lyra either. The silence that followed was deafening, the weight of their words hanging in the air like storm clouds ready to burst. And then Lyra stepped forward again, her strength tangible, her heart open. Kaelin, listen to me. We can't let fear rule us. Let us show the pack that love is worth fighting for. Jerk's expression hardened, skepticism etched into his features. You think they'll accept this? They'll see it as a weakness. An alpha who can't control his wolf is not an alpha at all. Alpha perhaps, Lyra spoke softly, each word carefully chosen. An alpha who fights for his mate, who embraces love despite the odds, is stronger than ever. Kaelin's heart thundered in his chest. Yuri saying I should challenge my pack's expectations, put my love for you above their needs? Maybe what they need is a leader who understands the power of love, she replied, hope glimmering in her eyes. Strength comes in many forms, Kaelin. Some of the strongest bonds can endure the fiercest challenges. He looked between her and Jerk, his mind racing. If we pursue this, it will draw attention. Will the pack rally behind us or turn against us? Lyra stepped closer, her voice a soothing balm for his turmoil. We won't know until we try. I believe in you, Kaelin. I believe in us. Jerk scoffed, but even he could not hide the flicker of doubt in his eyes. Yuri playing a dangerous game, Alpha. If this fails, it won't just be your heart at stake. If it fails, Kaelin growled, his teeth gritted, then I'll bear that burden, but I refuse to let fear dictate my choices. I will fight for what is right. Then fight with me, Lyra urged, her gaze unwavering. Let us confront your wolf together and show him that I am not a threat. Show him that I am your mate. Kaelin's heart surged at her words, the truth of them resonating deep within him. Together he murmured, feeling the weight of destiny wrap around them like a cloak. As the moon illuminated the clearing, a newfound determination flickered in Kaelin's chest. Then we'll do it. We'll confront my wolf, and I'll show him the truth of our bond. Lyra smiled, tears glimmering in her eyes. Yes, together we can do this. I believe in our love, Kaelin. But the moment of hope was shattered as an unexpected howl echoed through the night, a warning cry that sent chills racing down Kaelin's spine. Jerk's expression darkened. It is a challenge. From who? Kaelin's voice was a low growl. From another pack, Jerk replied, his voice tense. They've heard of your weakness, Kaelin. They want to test your authority. Lyra's heart raced, fear gripping her. What do we do? Kaelin's instincts kicked in, the alpha within him rising to the surface. We fight, we show them that I am not weak, that I will protect what is mine in my pack, my mate. Jerk nodded, but there was hesitation in his eyes. This could divide us, Kaelin, if you lose. I want you lose. Kaelin roared, drawing strength from Lyra's presence. Let them come, I will not back down. As he turned to Lyra, her eyes filled with a fierce glow, he felt the bond between them strengthen. Yuri not just my mate, Yuri my heartbeat. Together, we will face this challenge. Lyra reached for him, the warmth of her touch igniting a fire within him. Then let us show them what we remade of, Kaelin. Let us prove that love conquers all. With the moon as their witness, they stepped forward, hand in hand, ready to face whatever darkness awaited them. The world beyond the clearing brimmed with uncertainty, but together they would stand firm, united by love, destiny, and the unbreakable bond of matehood. And as the echoes of the challenge rang through the night, Kaelin felt the stirring of his wolf, a promise of strength rising within him, ready to embrace their fate. Asterisk to be continued. Asterisk. The night was thick with tension as Kaelin and Lyra prepared to face the impending challenge from the rival pack. The winds whispered through the trees, carrying the promise of conflict and the weight of their love. Kaelin's heart raced as they stood at the edge of the clearing, where the moonlight bathed everything in a ghostly glow. Lyra squeezed his hand, grounding him in the storm of uncertainty swirling inside. Whatever happens, we face this together, she said, her voice steady yet filled with an undercurrent of fear. He nodded, drawing strength from her unwavering faith. I won't let anything happen to you, Lyra, that is my promise. The words escaped him with an intensity that felt almost primal, echoing the bond that pulsed between them. As the distant howls grew closer, Jerk paced nearby, the tension radiating off him. They'll expect you to be weak, Kaelin, he said, his voice filled with a mix of concern and anger. They see your struggle with your wolf as an opportunity to strike. Kaelin turned his gaze toward Jerk, frustration bubbling beneath the surface. I know what they see. I've been fighting against my wolf's instincts for too long. They won't find me weak tonight. Lyra stepped closer, her eyes fierce. They'll see your strength when you stand firm beside me. We are stronger together, and they can take that from us. Jerk scoffed, annoyance flickering beneath his surface. This isn't just about you two. It is about the pack. If you lose, it could cost us everything. Kaelin's jaw tightened. I know what is at stake, but I refuse to allow fear to dictate my actions any longer. I will protect my mate and my pack, even if it means facing my own wolf. As the howls drew nearer, the air thickened with an electric charge, a palpable fear mixed with anticipation. Lyra's grip on Kaelin's hand tightened. We can let them divide us. Don't forget what we fight for. Just then, a shadowy figure emerged from the tree line, eyes gleaming like molten gold. It was Valen, the alpha of the rival pack, a notorious figure known for his ruthlessness. "Ah, the infamous Kaelin," Valen drawled, his voice dripping with disdain. "I heard you were having trouble with your wolf. How unfortunate." Kaelin stepped forward, instinctively positioning himself between Lyra and Valen. "You come to taunt me? You think you can intimidate me by playing on my fears?" His voice was a low growl, the alpha within him rising to meet the challenge. Valen's laughter echoed through the clearing, cold and mocking. "You are a fool to think you can still claim this territory, especially with a mate like that." He gestured dismissively at Lyra. "You should have rejected her. She is a liability." Rage surged through Kaelin, a furious tide threatening to consume him. "You don't know the first thing about what it means to have a mate," he retorted, his voice steady but laced with venom. "I want to let you tear us apart." Valen stepped closer, eyes glinting with malice. "Let us see if you can back that up. I challenge you, Kaelin, one-on-one, under the full moon. If you lose, you relinquish your territory to me and allow me to take your precious mate." Lyra gasped, the reality of the threat hitting her like a punch to the gut. "Kaelin, don't you do this," she urged, stepping toward him. "We can find another way." Kaelin turned to her, the storm of emotions in his chest raging. "I can back down, Lyra, not now. If I don't face him, it will only embolden him. I have to protect you, even if it means risking everything." "But what if you get hurt?" she implored, her voice trembling. "I can bear the thought of losing you." The intensity of her words struck him, a spotlight illuminating the ache in his heart. "You want to lose me," he promised, his voice fierce with conviction. "I will fight for us, for our love." Valen chuckled darkly, interrupting their moment. "Enough of this, the challenge is set. If you are going to fight, then fight. I'll be waiting at the old oak grove at midnight. Don't be late, or I'll take her without hesitation." With those final words, Valen turned on his heel, disappearing into the shadows, leaving behind a heavy silence that echoed through the clearing. The moon hung high above, casting an ethereal glow as Kaelin and Lyra turned to each other, the weight of the moment pressing down on them. "You don't have to do this alone," she whispered, her eyes shimmering with unshed tears. "I know," he replied, his voice thick with emotion. "But this is my fight, and I have to face it. I can't let my wolf dictate our fate any longer." "Then let me help you," she pressed, her determination burning bright. "I'll be with you every step of the way. We can confront your wolf together." Kaelin shook his head, the turmoil within him beginning to surface. "What if my wolf doesn't accept you? What if it pushes back harder, tries to take control? I could hurt you." Lyra stepped closer, her gaze steady, piercing through the turmoil. "I am not afraid of your wolf, Kaelin. I see the man behind the beast. You are strong, but you are also vulnerable. We can face this as one." Her words ignited something deep within him, a flicker of hope amidst the darkness. "You really believe we can change this?" he asked, searching her eyes for certainty. "I believe in us," she replied, voice unwavering. "Destiny brought us together. We just have to show your wolf that I am not a threat. I am your mate, and that bond is powerful." Kaelin drew in a shaky breath, the weight of her words settling over him like a warm embrace. "You make me feel stronger, Lyra. I don't know what I would do without you." With a fierce smile, she reached up to cup his face, her touch grounding him. "Then let us make this work. Let us show your wolf the truth." As they stood close, the bond between them pulsed fiercely, a beacon guiding them through the chaos. The moments stretched like eternity, but with each heartbeat, Kaelin felt the shadows of doubt recede, replaced with a fierce determination to fight for their love. Asterisk. As the clock approached midnight, the forest hummed with anticipation. Kaelin and Lyra arrived at the old oak grove, its gnarled branches silhouetted against the moonlit sky. The air crackled with energy, every whisper of a wind filled with promises of what was to come. Jack stood nearby, his expression conflicted. "Are you sure about this, Kaelin? Once you step into that ring, there is no turning back. If you lose..." "I want to lose," Kaelin interrupted, steel in his voice. "I am fighting for everything that matters, Jack, for Lyra, for our pack." Lyra stepped forward, her heart racing but her spirit unyielding. "We believe in you, Kaelin. Together, we be stronger than either of us alone." As the first rays of dawn began to break, Valen emerged from the shadows, his presence commanding and fearsome. "You were late, Kaelin. I expected you to cower," he sneered, his gaze flickering disdainfully over Lyra. Kaelin's wolf surged within him, a primal force roiling at the thought of Valen's arrogance. "I am not afraid of you, Valen. I'll show you what it means to challenge an alpha." The two alphas circled each other, the tension thickening as their instincts flared. Let us see if your bond is strong enough to protect you, Balin taunted, lunging forward with feral grace. Kayla met him head-on, the clash of their bodies reverberating through the grove. The world around them faded, leaving only the primal dance of power, instinct, and destiny. Lyra watched, heart in her throat, the intensity of the battle igniting every emotion within her. "You can do this, Kaelan, fight for us," she cried out, her voice cutting through the chaos. Kaelan felt her presence like an anchor, a lifeline that pulled him back from the edge of his wolf-esque control. He roared, channeling every ounce of strength as their bodies collided once more. Valen struck hard, a vicious blow aimed at Kaelan's ribs, but Kaelan sidestepped, his instincts sharp. He countered with a powerful force, shoving Valen back, determination surging through every fiber of his being. The battle raged on, each clash echoing with the weight of their fates. But every time doubt threatened to creep in, he felt Lyra's unwavering faith, her love fueling him to push forward. Together, he whispered to himself, drawing on the bond that tied them. He could feel his wolf quieting, as if sensing the power of their connection, a love that thrived despite the odds. With a final surge of strength, Kaelan lunged, catching Val. As the clash of bodies echoed through the ancient oak grove, Kaelan felt every pulse of the forest beneath his feet, a reminder of the pack he fought for, a love that inspired him. Valen, his rival, was relentless, a feral force fueled by arrogance and malice. Kaelan dodged a vicious swipe aimed at his face, the sharp claws grazing past his cheek. He could feel the heat of battle coursing through him, igniting the wolf within while Lyra's voice rang clear, urging him on like a beacon in the dark. "You can do this, Kaelan, fight for us." The words wrapped around his heart, fortifying him against the chaos. He maneuvered swiftly, his instincts honed to perfection. "I am not just fighting for myself," he growled, "but for our future." Valen snarled, eyes narrowing as he charged again. Kaelan braced himself, muscles coiling like a spring. They collided once more, a whirlwind of fur and fury, the forest witnessing their battle of wills. But in this moment of chaos, the air crackled with a deeper tension of the struggle not just of alphas, but of two destinies intertwined. As they grappled, Kaelan's thoughts flashed to Lyra the way her laughter danced through the trees, how her emerald eyes sparkled like the stars above. Their bond was a tether, pulling him back from the edge of despair. He could feel his wolf simmering beneath the surface, torn between instinct and the undeniable truth of their love. Valen's voice cut through, taunting him. "You think this bond can save you? That is a weakness, Kaelan. You are clinging to a liability." Kaelan's fury boiled over, ignited by the contempt in Valen's tone. "Lyra is not a liability, she is my mate, a bond like hers is unshakable." With a fierce roar, he tackled Valen to the ground, pinning him beneath his weight. The victory was short-lived, though, as Valen twisted, using his momentum to throw Kaelan off. The ground shook as Kaelan regained his stance, breathing heavily, every muscle alive with adrenaline. "You underestimate what it means to be mates," he hissed through clenched teeth, eyes glimmering with determination. "Love makes us stronger, not weaker." "But what if your love is a curse?" Valen hissed back, circling him like a predator. "What if it is what ultimately destroys you?" Kaelan's breath hitched, the words resonated more than Valen could know. He recalled the doubts that had plagued him since he first acknowledged his feelings for Lyra. His wolf had fought against her, terrified of losing control, afraid she would be a threat. But now, with every blow exchanged, he realized that it was not fear but love that propelled him forward. Valen launched himself again, and Kaelan sidestepped, using Valen's momentum against him. He seized the moment, delivering a quick jab to Valen's ribs, making the rival alpha stagger. "I will not let fear dictate my actions," he shouted, his voice booming with authority. "I will not back down." The battle raged on, and Kaelan felt the energy of the pack stirring in the shadows, their hopes and fears intertwined with his own. He could almost hear their hearts, each beat a reminder of what he stood to lose. In that moment, he knew his fight was not just for himself or Lyra, but for the future of Silverwood Pack. With a sudden burst of energy, Valen countered, delivering a brutal bite to Kaelan's shoulder. Pain seared through him, but it only fueled his resolve. He pushed back, the world narrowing down to the singular focus of their conflict. "You will not take my territory," he roared, slamming Valen to the ground once more. Lyra's voice rang out again, firm and unwavering, breaking through the chaos of battle. "Kaelan, you are stronger than this, remember what we fought for." Kaelan locked eyes with her, and in that instant, the ache in his chest transformed into a powerful surge of energy. He felt the bond between them pulsing, shimmering with the magic of their connection. "Together," he whispered, a vow that resonated deep within him. "Together!" Lyra echoed, and Kaelan could feel the warmth of her belief wrapping around him like a protective shield. His wolf surged forward, emboldened by the love they shared. With newfound strength, Kaelin launched himself at Valen, a well of fire and fury, fueled by the bond that tethered them. He felt free and tethered from the fear that had held him captive for so long. Every punch, every clash reverberated with the truth of their love, and as he fought, he sensed his wolf finally beginning to accept Lyra. But Valen was cunning, and he struck low, catching Kaelin off guard. The rebel alpha landed a blow that sent him sprawling, pain exploding in Kaelin's side. "You were weak, Kaelin," a villain sneered, looming over him. "You should have rejected her when you had the chance." Kaelin gritted his teeth, refusing to let despair seep into his heart. "You know nothing of love," he spat, pushing himself back up. "You see it as a liability, but in truth, it is my greatest strength." As if answering his declaration, Lyra stepped forward, her voice steady and strong. "You don't know what it means to be bound by love, Valen. It is a force that can't be broken or diminished, no matter how hard you try." The air crackled with tension, and Valen hesitated, a flicker of uncertainty passing through his fierce gaze. Kaelin seized the moment, launching at Valen with renewed fury. He tackled him down, pinning him against the earth, the weight of his spirit bearing down on the rival alpha. "I will protect what is mine," Kaelin shouted, the well fading away until it was just him and Valen, the embodiment of all his fears and doubts. In that moment, he drew upon the bond he shared with Lyra, allowing it to surge forth, filling him with a strength he never knew he possessed. Valen struggled beneath him, but Kaelin's resolve was unyielding. "You will not take my territory, my pack, or my mate. I reject your challenge." With a primal roar, Kaelin pressed forward, channeling the full force of his wolf, the energy of the pack, and the love that coursed through him. In one swift motion, he pinned Valen down, asserting his authority. Valen's eyes widened in disbelief as Kaelin proclaimed his victory. "You are defeated. Leave my territory and never return." With one last defiant glare, Valen growled and retreated, the shadows of the forest swallowing him whole. The grove fell silent, the air heavy with the aftermath of their confrontation. Lyra rushed to Kaelin's side, her eyes shimmering with unshed tears. "You did it. You fought for us, for our love." He collapsed into her embrace, the adrenaline fading as the weight of the battle lifted. "I couldn't have done it without you," he murmured, holding her close. "Your belief in me made me stronger." She pulled back slightly, searching his eyes, her fingers brushing against the bruises forming from the fight. "I was terrified, Kaelin. I didn't want to lose you." He cupped her face, feeling the warmth of her skin against his palm. "You will never lose me, not again, I promise. Our bond is unbreakable." As the first rays of dawn spilled into the grove, illuminating their battered but victorious forms, Kaelin felt the whispers of the forest around them, affirming the destiny that bound them together. In that moment, he realized the true strength of their love, a bond that not only defied the odds but thrived amidst uncertainty, a love that carried with it the magic of the universe. With Lyra by his side, he was no longer just a man wrestling with his wolf, he was an alpha, ready to lead his pack into the light of a new dawn. With a newfound sense of purpose, Kaelin took her hand, intertwining their fingers. "We will face whatever comes next together. This is just the beginning." Lyra smiled through her tears, her heart swelling with hope. Together. And as the sun rose behind them, casting a glow over Silverwood Pack's territory, Kaelin felt the weight of destiny settling over them, a promise of challenges and triumphs ahead as they embraced their journey together. **to be continued. **.